Melody here. You might know me as ApplePie Movement. I am a humanitarian sharing the conversations with humanity which need to be heard. In today's conversation with Lindsay Burton, a board member of Lambda Legal, we discussed how she is passionate about speaking up for LGBTQ and employment rights. So come on, grab a piece of pie and join our conversation. How do you think that we can reach out to lower economic white minority groups and be able to swing them over to a more equitable opinion opposed to becoming racist?
I think it's about outreach and getting in front of them in an educational and informative and non-judgmental way. When you're trying to change people's beliefs, especially what we call limiting beliefs in the personal development world. The beliefs that folks have that are usually ingrained from how they were raised that limit not only themselves, but the society as a whole, right? And that would be anything personally, anything discriminatory, harassing, etc. So a lot of that could actually come back to things like what you're doing with the ApplePie movement. Documentary filmmakers should get out there and find people like the two cafeteria workers who you were talking about. That sounds like the subject of a fascinating documentary to me. And I bet if you interviewed either one of those women, neither one of those two women who are basically on opposite sides of whether or not the school's going to allow this, I would bet that neither one of them wants the other one's child not to be allowed to go as well. I would bet that they would both want it to be inclusive. And that is a great policy. You know, if you work at the school, your kids should be able to go there. But that's a great documentary, and that documentary could bring people together. It could change people's opinions. And with Netflix and Hulu and Amazon Prime and with young kids getting iPhones and making documentaries on them, I hope that that's what we start seeing in the future. It's about showing them the humanity behind what they are hating. And that
you're preaching to the choir here.
Yeah, I know. But that's why I'm so grateful that there are people like you doing exactly what you're doing with ApplePie Movement, because it's about connecting humans. When you take two humans who have beliefs that are so opposite one another, if you sit the two of them down and you give them a nice bottle of wine or a couple of beers and you let them just, talk with one another for a little while, everyone can find common ground with everyone else. And when you realize that you have common ground with a member of that community, your hatred for that community is going to start breaking down little by little.
On my terms, and every single problem brings a lesson that I learned. The darkest nights, when things seem so broken, it's hard to shine, but I still try.
Thank you everyone for joining us for another ApplePie TableTalk. We'll look forward to seeing you next week.